26.2 points per ball game and pulled down 303 rebounds. For his career, this is top 3 in Jays basketball history now. For his career, he pulled down 747 rebounds. David, back in the 69-70 time frame, he was a big player at 6'5".
He was a big player, and not only, don't forget, when you talk about these numbers, whether it's Ron Coleman, Charlie Brown, and Bob, you talk about Holloway, you know what? There was no three-point line either.
Nope.
So you think about, again, these guys have paved the way for a ton of Jays in multiple sports in this institution. Hats off to them. So glad they were able. I think they had a meal earlier. Been here most of the day. What a great opportunity. And hats off to certainly Coach Harriman and Coach Ethan Williams for making this happen.
These two teams, a great series already as far as high school basketball is concerned. We're going to dive into that series after this 1-minute timeout.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
Welcome to the show. You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
All right, welcome back to the Fleming Fieldhouse. Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. Let's talk about this series between these two basketball teams. First of all, the first game they ever played was when Helias was still St. Peter's. The first game was December the 6th, 1957. Helias won that game. The first victory for the Jefferson City Jays came a couple of years later. They didn't play in 1958. Helias and Jefferson City, rather St. Peter's and Jefferson City played in 1959. Jays won that game, and that was their first win in the series. They played St. Peter's in 1948, 49, 51, and 55. The Jays went 3-1 in that series. All right, let's go back to some numbers very recently. From 2009 to 2021, Helias won 17 of the 19 games and had 10 straight wins for Helias from January of 2016 to January of 2021. Since January of 2021, the Jays are 5-4 against Helias. The last game was in the districts. The Jays won that last year by a score of 61-54. So some history with regards to these two teams, and they are set to play. And another thing I took a quick look at, you mentioned Jim Byland before our first break. Jim Byland, I believe, was 12-1 all time against Helias.
No question. You know, you just, you know, Kevin, I'm sitting just reflecting back to certainly my career and listening to all those places, and not only some phenomenal games, but man, in a recent conversation with Coach Byland, we talked about playing in the old Helias gym, and I know you broadcasted in there as well.
Yeah.
Just some unbelievable matchups. And you know what? Almost every year, it didn't make any difference what your record was. It didn't really make any difference who was on your team. It was always just a great rivalry and a great game, not only for our kids, but also for the fans.
All right, we're going to come back with your starting lineups and the play-by-play. It's the Helias Crusaders against the Jefferson City Jays from the Fleming Fieldhouse. And we're back after this timeout and our Athlete of the Week.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete, because we're competitors too. Upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/expert injury care. Because we're competitors too.
This is Helias basketball on KWOS.
Time now for the MU Healthcare Sports Medicine Athlete of the Week. Calvary Lutheran's Eddie Brooks is the Athlete of the Week. Brooks had 24 points against Stoutland last week and then followed it up with 14 points in a win over Tuscumbia and 18 in a road win at Richland. The Lions junior basketball player was part of an offense that scored at least 50 points in the first half in those games against Tuscumbia and Richland. Lions head basketball coach Bo Monson.
Averaging 16.4 in the season. He's definitely our leader as far as scoring goes. I'd say even just as far as work ethic and everything on the floor. He brings a huge, piece to our team. We are huge on, we're not necessarily going to, play through one player, that we're going to play as a team. We're going to take the open looks for, everybody's involved in everything. Eddie's just kind of taken that upon himself and been able to put himself in the right positions on the floor. His rebounding, offensive rebounding as well, and putting back missed shots has been huge for him. He's gotten a lot of points in the paint, and he's gotten to spots on the floor that it's kind of put him in a successful position.
MU Healthcare Sports Medicine, providing everything athletes need to be and stay their best, because they're competitors too.
Winter is all about basketball, and West Main Pizza is a proud supporter of our high school basketball teams. They wish the teams of the Jays, Cavaliers, Falcons, and Crusaders the best of luck this season. With the new year, make your resolution to eat local with salads that are big on flavor, savory sandwiches, or a perfect pizza. West Main Pizza is a fantastic choice. Check out one of their lunch specials with an 8-inch pizza, side salad, and drink for one great price. Find West Main Pizza on Facebook and online at WMPizza.com.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
This is Jefferson City J basketball on News Radio KWOS.
Welcome back. Our national anthem from the Fleming Fieldhouse. Kevin Kelly along with David Fox as it's the Helias Crusaders against the Jefferson City Jays. Friday night will be over at the Rackers Fieldhouse, Capital City Cavaliers and the Helias Crusaders. 7:15 with our pregame show. 7:30 with the play-by-play. All right, let's take a look at your starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Helias Crusaders, and head basketball coach Joe Rothweiler. In the backcourt, it is Austin Weaver, a junior at 6'1", Sam Lopez, a senior at 5'10", and Alex Schoenhart, he is a senior at 5'10". Up front, Logan Hillman, a junior at 6'3", and Alex Wood, a junior at 6'6". Wood, Hillman, Schoenhart, Lopez, Weaver, the starting five for the Crusaders. For the Jefferson City Jays, in the backcourt, Judah Harris, a senior at 5'9". Kendrick Johnson, a senior at 5'10". Up front, it is Vince Murphy, a senior at 6'2". Jordan Martin, a senior at 6'6". And Will Lithicum, a senior at 6'8". Lithicum, Martin, and Murphy up front. Harris and Johnson in the backcourt for Ethan Williams, Jefferson City Jays. David, a couple of keys as far as this game is concerned before we throw it in the air and start this ball game.
Kevin, recently Jeff City's been able, through tempo and transition, have some nice runs, in particular last Friday night, the second quarter against Father Tolton. Helias is not afraid to run. They like to get up and down the floor, but the Crusaders really rely on perimeter shooting. Going to be watching that. And as always, Kevin, when you play against Jordan Martin, what's Joe Rothweiler's defensive scheme going to be tonight? I kind of anticipate a physical game, maybe lots of body, a mixture of both man and zone. But I tell you what, we got a great crowd. We're in for a lot of excitement, Kevin. I anticipate it being a great game.
David, how did you like my pace with the starting lineups? Because I was able to get them in before they turned the lights out.
You're a wise man. You're getting better. You're getting better.
All right, your tip-off tonight brought to you by West Main Pizza. Glad you're with us for high school basketball on KWOS. The Helias Crusaders against the Jefferson City Jays. Again, quickly, Harris, Johnson, Murphy, Lithicum, and Martin for the Jays. Hillman, Wood, Schoenhart, Weaver, and Lopez for the Crusaders. And David, we'll see both teams go at least 3 to 4 players off the bench here this evening.
I don't think Jeff City has added to their depth. We saw that Friday night. I think Coach Williams has more confidence, certainly than he did before Christmas.
Ball in the air. The tip is controlled by the Jays. Again, tip-off tonight brought to you by West Main Pizza. Jays have it first, and Kendrick Johnson has it between the circles. He'll slide to the right side, get it up top to the top of the key to Lithicum, swing it left side to Murphy. Ball above the head, right side, Lithicum at the three-point arc. Pivots, dumps it in the corner. Kendrick Johnson with a bounce pass back up to Lithicum. Back to Kendrick Johnson. David, Helias opening up in the zone.
Not surprised by that. We talked about perimeter shooting. If they can't get the ball inside for Martin to capitalize, the Jays are going to have to knock down some shots if Helias continues to play this zone.
Just inside the foul line, fadeaway jumper is no good by Martin. The rebound to the Crusaders. Their first touch on offense. Wood, top of the key, feeds it to Schoenhart. Pick set. Schoenhart comes down the lane to kick out in the corner. 3 is on the way. Good. Knocking it down, Logan Hillman. 3-0 lead for the Crusaders. And now some full court pressure from Helias. Jays break it. Have some numbers. Martin crossover dribble. Ball is knocked out of his hands. It goes to the sidelines. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Jays. David, they had a 2-on-1 break there. And the crossover dribble. Great hands defensively by the Crusaders to not only knock it away, but knock it off a Jay. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jefferson City.
And that was Alex Wood with that great defense, Kevin.
Austin Weaver on the right sideline in front of the Jays bench in the front court with the left-hand dribble at the top of the key. Left hash mark, it goes to Lopez. Has 2 guards, 2. Kendrick Johnson on the guard. Lopez knifing between a pair, can't put up the shot. Bounce pass coming down the lane, laying it up and in. Austin Weaver. I tell you what, great patience by Lopez. He had the ball stripped from him. He's underneath against a double team, and a bounce pass and a beautiful layup by Weaver.
I agree, Kevin. He stuck with it. You know, that's just sticking with the play. Great job.
Martin sidestep in the lane, shot up no good, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in, and draws the foul. Boy, what a slice cut to his left. And he kind of, every time you see it, it's like you've seen it for the first time, David, how he just kind of just goes up in the air and slides so effortlessly.
Yeah.
And he gets the bucket. Wood picks up the foul and a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin. It's also like...
Actually, they're going to call it on the floor, David.
No, it's a 2-shot foul. He's at the free throw line. But my point is, we're so used to Jordan Martin seeing these unbelievable plays, and it's hard to be wooed by a kid that we've seen so much from.
Again, I want to correct myself. I had him with a bucket and a chance for a three-point play. The foul was called on the floor before the shot, and Martin made 1 out of 2. So it's a 5-1 lead for Helias. Crusaders have it. Schoenhart coming into the lane, backing on the dribble, feeds it to the corner. Alex Wood puts it on the floor, works against Lithicum, backs in, back to the basket over the right wing, dumps it back up with a lob, and they'll go and swing it around to Weaver. Weaver, top of the key, picked up by Kendrick Johnson. Right sideline pass to Lopez, up to Logan Hillman, who started this ball game with a 3 from the corner. Lopez puts it on the floor, backs in, pivots left, comes down the lane, shot no good. Good defense by Murphy. Lithicum gets the board and starts back with a pass to Johnson. Now in the front court to Murphy. Pass intended for Harris, deflected out of bounds, I believe. Last touch by Logan Hillman. Stays with the Jays with 5:37 left to go in the opening quarter. 5-1 lead for the Crusaders. High school basketball right here from the Fleming Fieldhouse on KWOS. I'm Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. Kendrick Johnson with a right-hand dribble, top of the key, dumps it to the foul line to Martin. Quick kick out, 3 on the way, a little bit long off the back of the iron from Judah Harris. Rebound comes to Helias. With the board was Schoenhart. Back the other way, driving. Logan Hillman cut off initially by Martin. Feeds it up top to Weaver. Crossover dribble. Hands it right back to Logan Hillman. Comes in the lane. Head and shoulder fake. Leans off balance. Shot high off the backboard. No good. Good defense by Martin to alter the shot. Jays get the rebound. Start back. Kendrick Johnson. Crossover dribble. Puts on the brakes at the right hash mark. Comes between the circles with the left-hand dribble. Just under 5 to play in the opening quarter. Judah Harris feeds it. Now Judah Harris has the top of the key off the feed from Murphy. They lob in the corner, caught by Lithicum. Lithicum pinched there by Hillman. They get it left wing. Martin puts it on the floor, draws a double team. Underhand feed to Harris, puts up the shot. It's no good, goes out of bounds. And it was last touched by the Jays.
Not surprised by this zone, Kevin, early on in this game. 4:41 remaining in the first. It's been very effective. Jordan Martin has been very active within that zone. The Jays have gotten the ball. That's a perfect example. He caught it. 2 Crusaders, both on him, both physical. A tough shot that time by Harris.
Weaver, three-point arc, left side. Comes inside the arc, backs out on the dribble. Now they'll go to Lopez on the right sideline. He'll bring it up between the circles. He'll reshuffle the deck with 4:20 left to go in the opening quarter. Gets it to Weaver, three-point arc, slides around a pick set by Hillman. Hands it off to Wood, top of the key. He'll go right side to Lopez. Ball slapped away, picked up though by Hillman. Gets it to Wood. Wood in the lane. The runner is good with a soft shot off the back of the iron. It kind of popped up and dropped down. Wood has his first 2 6-point lead for Helias at 7-1.
Just like that, little 2-2-1, three-quarter court pressure by the Crusaders.
Murphy across the timeline, feeds it to Martin. Martin draws a double team, bounce pass back out to Murphy. Tried to get it back out to Martin, deflected, knocked out of bounds by Logan Hillman. Hillman very active out in the passing lane defensively for the Crusaders here in the opening quarter. Did not play Friday night due to an injury in that game that they won against Bolivar at the Rankers Fieldhouse.
And you know, all these Crusaders are very active, very fluid, a lot of communication. They're working as one in that 2-3 zone. I mentioned at the start, the Jays are going to have to knock down some shots from the perimeter, Kevin. That's going to be critical for this Jay team.
3 in the corner from Harris is no good. Alex Wood gets the rebound. With that 2-3, once the ball goes in, Martin is not only guarded by the man that he has in the zone, they're sagging to help out.
Yep.
In the lane, Weaver, kick out to Lopez at the left wing. Continues on down, scoop shot, rolls the iron, no good. Lithicum gets the board for the Jays. Handoff, Kendrick Johnson, 3:15 left to go in the opening quarter. Lobs it, Martin in traffic, puts up this shot, no good, draws the foul, and I think, David, Alex Wood has picked up a second foul for Helias.
Yeah, we'll have to check board here and see if that's the case, Kevin. First time in the first quarter, almost 5 minutes gone, that Jeff City has gotten something in transition. Jordan Martin on the left side of the floor, nice aggressive dribble, getting to the free throw line.
Wood has picked up his second, 3 at the scores table to check in for the Crusaders. First one is away and good for Jordan Martin. So checking in will be Bo Blanton, Rowan Buffington, and I think Cam Hillen's the third one. Is that who you... Let's see. There's Blanton, Schoenhart, Hillen, Buffington, Lopez. That's your 5 on the floor.
Correct.
For the Crusaders. Martin made the first, has it in his hands. Second one is on the way. It rolled the rim, no good, and a rebound to Bo Blanton. Helias will bring it up the floor, leading 7-2 with 3:05 left in the opening quarter. Rowan Buffington dribbles to the top of the key. Hands it to the left side to Lopez. To Hillen, back to Lopez, top of the key. Comes to the wing, bounce pass to Hillen. Nice between a pair and draws the foul on the way up. He'll go to the line. Lithicum, I believe, will pick up the foul. Nice bounce pass from Lopez on the play.
We talked about this in previous broadcasts, point guards. Which Lopez is a true point guard, just continues to probe. What I like about it, Kevin, he's always under control, never off balance. He's got his feet underneath him, and he's got great vision. Just an excellent execution of the pick and roll right there. And the first 2 free throws is in.
Cam Hillen misses the second off the front of the iron. Rebound tracked down by Buffington. Saves it. They dump it to Hillen in the paint. Lopez, quick touch pass to Blanton in the corner for 3 off the back of the iron. Rebound grabbed by Martin. Puts it on the floor. Almost stripped away by Lopez. Martin back the other way. Gets around one man. A whistle and a foul from behind. I think she'll be called on Lopez. It's either on him or Schoenhart, as trying to dribble in traffic was Martin. So Cam Hillen made the first. Second one scraped the front of the rim. Fouls on Schoenhart, his first for the Crusaders. Team foul number 3 on Helias. Right out of the bucket, Harris inbounds it, tips it in the corner to Martin, brings it up top to Kendrick Johnson. Ball above the head to Adam Shepperly, who's checked into the basketball game for the Jays. Kendrick Johnson lobs it to the foul line, caught by Martin in traffic. Back out to Kendrick Johnson. Johnson will bring it between the circles, get it to Martin with 2:20 left to go in the opening quarter. Boy, I tell you what, this has been a good defense for the Crusaders in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and again, Jordan Martin's moving. He's continuing to move, but they're doing a great job when he gets it, and there's just no place for Jordan Martin to operate.
Bounce pass down low, Lithicum. Nice spin move, lays it up and in.
It was a great catch that time by Will Lithicum, and a better move. Big bucket for the Jays.
Nice spin move, almost stolen away on the bounce pass by the Crusaders. Lithicum with his first 2 points in the ball game, and now driving in the lane. Bo Blanton lost the handle, knocked out of his hands, last touched, they say, by the Jays.
You talk about this Jeff City J defense. Sometimes lots of pressure, play a little chaotic. That time had a couple chances for a steal. Didn't quite come away with it, but looks like the intensity level by this team in the white here at home is a little better tonight than it was at times on Friday night.
Lopez tried to get it low on the block, right of the key to Cam Hillen. Errant bounce pass goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Crusaders. Another substitution for Joe Rothweiler's ball club. Ross Buffington out on the hardwood floor for the Crusaders. 1:45 left to go in the opening quarter. 8-4 lead for Helias. Top of the key, Shepperly swings it around left sideline to Martin. Around a pick set, comes to the top of the key. Lost the handle, reaches back, gets the basketball. Feeds in the corner, Kendrick Johnson for three. Good. Johnson with his first points in the basketball game. Jays almost lost it, but Martin got control of it. Found Johnson wide open deep in the left corner. Caught, launched, and hit his first points in the basketball game. 1 point lead now for Helias at 8-7. Cam Hillen cross-court feed, intercepted, intended for Buffington. Kendrick Johnson to the other end with the layup. Good. Johnson with the steal and the bucket at 1 point. A 7-1 lead for Helias is now a 9-8 lead for the Jays with under a minute to play in the opening quarter.
Defense leading to offense. We see a defensive change now. We've seen a lot out of this Jay basketball team. A 1-3-1, somewhat extended.
Nice bounce pass again. Lopez feeding Cam Hillen, who catches, lays it up and in. Lopez has had a very good first quarter for the Crusaders. Lobbing it to Martin. Martin catching it, putting it up and in. Not the slam dunk, but a soft shot on the back of the iron that rolls down, and Martin's got 4 in the ball game. Lopez top of the key with 23 left in the opening quarter. Feeds it right side, caught there by Ross Buffington for 3. Pinballs out. Cam Hillen gets the rebound. No, Bo Blanton in traffic. Puts it up, no good. Gets his own rebound. Puts it on the floor, puts it back up. Shot no good. Rebound Martin. Whistle in the backcourt. What do we call on Sam Lopez?
We talked in pregame about Jeff City and their ability to get on runs, Kevin. Finishing here the first quarter with a really nice run. You talked about 7-1 Helias about 2.5-3 minutes ago, and here we are, Jays with a 1 point lead. 11.4 on the second, and a chance to extend this first quarter lead.
Johnson has 5 to lead the Jays. Logan Hillman and Cam Hillen with 3 each to lead Helias. 6 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. 11-10 Jays. Kendrick Johnson catches, puts it on the floor. Left wing pull-up jumper from 15. Long at the buzzer. And the first quarter is in the books. After 1 tonight from the Fleming Fieldhouse, it's the Jefferson City Jays 11, the Helias Crusaders 10, and high school basketball on KWOS returns after this 1-minute timeout.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too. Upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/sportsmedexperts. Because we're competitors too.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with a Tiger checking card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
This is Helias basketball on KWOS.
All right, welcome back to the Fleming Fieldhouse. Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. 11-10 Jays by 1. David, after 1.
I think it's everything we thought it would be, Kevin. Helias kind of, comes out on a start of the game. Good patience. Defense, I thought, was very effective. We saw in the second quarter Jeff City getting a little bit of pace going and knocking down a couple three-point shots that gave them this 1 point lead.
Logan Hillman for 3 as we start the second quarter. Pinballs out. Rebound Jays. Martin at the other end. Works in traffic. Puts up the shot. Good. And a foul and a chance for a three-point play in traffic. Somehow, with people getting hands in there trying to disrupt the dribble, was able to bring it up off the floor. Knife between a pair. Kiss it off the glass. Draw the foul and a chance for a three-point play as Buffington picks up his first in the ball game. It's on the way from the foul line and good. Martin has 7. The Jays by 4, 14-10. Now some full court pressure from the Jays. Buffington, baseball pass in the front court, tipped up and away from Helias. Tried to get it to Hillman. Judah Harris for 3, no good, as the Jays tried to bring it down and quickly put up a shot.
Even though Judah missed that shot, Kevin, this is the tempo Jeff City definitely wants to play at.
Logan Hillman at the left wing, the right-hand dribble, backs out to the arc, bounce pass up top. Buffington on the drive, the feed down, in and out of the hands. Low in the block, right of the key. Bo Blanton had it go off his hands. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Crusaders. As starters, Austin Weaver and Alex Schoenhart and Alex Wood will all check back into the basketball game. David, 7:13 left to go in the second quarter. Wood back out on the hardwood floor with 2 fouls.
Yeah, and we'll see if they are going back to their 2-3 zone. They had played man possession of 2 to start the quarter, but again, credit Jeff City's defense. They've turned Helias over here several times. The end of the first quarter and the start here of the second.
Left sideline with it is Martin up top to Vince Murphy. Murphy of the bounce pass to Martin, kicked out of there by the Crusaders. It'll be inbounded on the sideline for the Jays. With 6:56 left to go in the first half, Jays on top by a score 14-10, led 11-10 after 1 here tonight at the Fleming Fieldhouse. Again, it's very cold outside, but a great crowd here tonight for this ball game. A deflected pass into Martin, turnaround shot lays on the iron, no good. And the rebound comes to Alex Wood. They almost lost to the inbounds play and almost got an easy layup out of it, but it was an awkward angle for Martin. Tried to get it up, it rolled the back of the iron. Rebound to the Crusaders, and they start back. Logan Hillman, bounce pass middle of the floor to Austin Weaver. In the left corner to Schoenhart, back up top to Weaver. Weaver back to Schoenhart, left side, catches. 3 is on the way, off the back of the iron. Rebound grab by Ross Buffington, and traffic off the glass, good, counted. And a foul, not over quick enough to pick up the charge was Vince Murphy. He'll be called for the block, and a chance for a 3-point play for Ross Buffington, who had great position down low in the paint, David.
Yeah, not only that, Ross also read the board very well. Really liked the way he went up there with 2 hands, got it, kept the ball high. Right back to the basket quick.
Finishes the 3-point play with a foul shot. Adam Shepperly checks out. Will Lithicum checks back in. How about the defensive effort from Adam Shepperly Friday night against a very talented guard in Aaron Rowe for Father Tolton?
Absolutely, and of course he's somebody Coach Williams really relies on. A lot of kids have different roles on basketball teams. Certainly he has found his, and he's a very valuable piece of this Jay basketball team.
And another thing with regards to Friday is that Judah Harris got himself in foul trouble early in that ball game, and Shepperly played a key role for the Jays. And now Judah Harris right in the circle knocks down the 3.
Speaking of Judah Harris, there you go.
His first points of the basketball game.
Kind of heating up from the perimeter, and that just puts that much more pressure on these Crusaders if it opens up some possibilities for Jordan Martin.
17-13. Joe Rothweiler calls a timeout for Helias. 5:47 left to go in the first half. Timeout on the floor. Jefferson City 17, Helias 13. And high school basketball on KWOS returns after this 1-minute Cole County Upholstery timeout.
School's back. Schedules are packed, and the last thing you need is a list of home repairs. So reclaim your weekends with Bags Homeworks, the fastest, most affordable handyman service in mid-Missouri. Whether it's mounting that new TV, fixing leaky faucets, or replacing a ceiling fan, Bags has you covered. No job's too small, and no wait is too long. Visit Bags Homeworks on Facebook for monthly giveaways and awesome prizes. For more, visit bagshomeworks.com. Bags Homeworks, getting your to-do list done.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
I'm Doug Glick with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. Insurance is not always a yes or no answer, especially in these turbulent times in the industry. If you're in Cole County, stop by and see me.
Jays basketball on KWOS.
All right, back to action. The Crusaders have the basketball. Welcome back to the Fleming Fieldhouse. Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. Top of the key, Schoenhart pulls up the dribble, bounce pass to Wood. Drives baseline, backs in. There's going to be an offensive charge. Yep. Position, Will Lithicum. Wood with the charge, and David, that is his 3rd, and that will make a substitution for Helias. As back in will come Cam Hillen. Sam Lopez will check in, and checking out is Ross Buffington as well for the Crusaders.
Yeah, I don't think there was any question about that call. And, man, Will Lithicum had a wide base. Kind of set Alex Wood up for that a little bit, but I think that was an easy call by the official. And, yes, you're exactly right. That's 3 on Wood.
Bounce pass stolen away by Austin Weaver. Back the other way, feeds it to Schoenhart. Catches 3 is away off the front of the rim. No good. Ball tipped up and controlled by Judah Harris. He starts back for the Jays across the timeline. Spins, brings it to the middle of the floor. Feeds it Kendrick Johnson. 3-point arc right side. Picked up by Lopez. Dumps it down to Martin at the foul line. Back to the basket. Pivots left, comes in the lane, kick out in the corner, caught by Lithicum. 3 is away, long off the back of the rim. Rebound, though, Kendrick Johnson offside. Trying to get a bounce pass through the lane, deflected, stolen away by Logan Hillman. And we've talked about that a number of times in the first half, how active he has been in the lanes and with the steals, with the tips, and I'm talking about Logan Hillman.
Yeah, his anticipation is unreal, Kevin. I agree with everything you just said.
A bounce pass down. Cam Hillen got tied up, and they came out here to the corner. And then Murphy, along with Schoenhart, tie one another up. Jump is called alternate possession. It'll go back to the Jefferson City Jays with 4:27 left to go in the first half. Jays by 4, 17-13. Now Martin will come into the backcourt, and he'll bring it across the timeline for Jefferson City, picked up there by Austin Weaver. Murphy hands it off to Judah Harris. Weaves through traffic, comes down the lane, shot off the glass, and good with the right hand on the drive.
And that's just something that can't happen. Hey, and what a great play by Judah Harris at, 5'7"? Went through the teeth of that Helias defense and really was not even contested around the rim. Nice drive, Harris.
Biggest lead of the first half for the Jays at 6 at 19-13. Weaver to the top of the key. They'll swing it around left side. Lopez puts it on the floor, draws a double team, lobs it back up top to Blanton. Right side, Weaver. Weaver on the drive between 2, high off the glass on the runner. Put back, Blanton, good. Offensive board and put back. First 2 for Bo Blanton, 19-15 Jays. Kendrick Johnson back to the hash mark on the left side with the right-hand dribble. Top of the key, comes down the lane, kick out, wide open Murphy for 3. Off the iron, no good. Long rebound, tracked down, though, by Kendrick Johnson. Gets it to Judah Harris. To Lithicum, back to Harris on the right sideline with the left-hand dribble. To the top of the key, one hands a pass to Jordan Martin, picked up there by Logan Hillman. Crossover dribble. Helping out on the defense, Bo Blanton now. Feeding in the corner. Bounce pass, or rather on the penetration and the kick out. Murphy to Martin. Now Judah Harris. Nice spin move, kick out. Johnson 3, top of the key is good.
Penetrate, kick. It's one of the strengths of this Jeff City Jay basketball team, in particular, their guards. Excellent penetration that time, Judah Harris. Big time shot, Kendrick Johnson.
On the runner, no good by Logan Hillman at the other end. A whistle and a foul will be called. I don't know how Harris kept his balance. He spun so quickly and so tightly in the paint. Yeah. And then the kick out, he had to have known where Johnson was because it was a perfectly thrown pass. And then Johnson with 2 threes and now 8 in the basketball game. He leads all scorers in this contest, David.
Well, and you think about this, too. You know, Helias, we talk about with a lot of experience on this club. And there's a lot of experience on this Jeff City Jay basketball team. Harris, Johnson, Martin, they've been playing together for 3.5, 4 years. And you can tell, talking about Judah Harris on that last drive, how he was able to do that. But, man, they just got a great feel with the way they play.
2 foul shots made by Logan Hillman. He's got 5 in the first half. The lead is 5 for the Jays at 22-17. Judah Harris, top of the key. Bounce pass, leads Martin to the bucket. Gets double teamed on the baseline, puts it on the floor, loses it. Lithicum tries to pick it up, does. Gets it out to Harris for 3. Cups the rim, no good, but the rebound, Kendrick Johnson dumps it down low to Murphy. Right in front to Martin, 2-hand jam.
Saw that coming, didn't we?
Now, Murphy could have tried to force something in traffic. Instead, the underhand feed and the 2-hand jam for Martin. He's got 9.
Jeff City sharing the basketball very well here in the second quarter, Kevin.
Buffington, long distance 3 off the back of the iron, no good. Ball tipped to the corner where it's grabbed by Kendrick Johnson. Looks for help and whistle. He'll get it from his coach. Looked for help because he was pinched on the sideline. Quickly over there, Ethan Williams, head basketball coach for the Jays, calls the timeout. All right, 2:01 left to go in the first half. Jefferson City 24, Helias 17. High school basketball on KWOS returns after this 30-second Cole County Upholstery timeout.
The Foundation for the Benefit of Helias Catholic High School Incorporated would like to offer a heartfelt thank you to the entire Helias community for their support during this year's Continue the Legacy One Gift, One Goal annual fundraising campaign. Whether you're alumni, a local business, a Crusader parent, or simply a friend of Helias, your generosity is what made this year's 50th annual fund drive and Bridge the Gap campaign such a huge success. Thank you for supporting the Foundation, Helias Catholic High School, and generations of Crusaders to come.
This is Helias basketball on KWOS.
All right, welcome back. 2:01 left to go in the first half. 24-17 is your score. Jefferson City leads Helias. Top scorers for each basketball team. First of all, for the Jays, Jordan Martin leads the way in the first half with 9. Kendrick Johnson has 8. For Helias, 5 in the first half for Logan Hillman with 2:01 left to go in the first half, David.
You know, we talk about, first of all, let's talk about the defense of these Jeff City Jays. 17 points, 2 minutes to go here in the first half, as you just mentioned. Kevin, if I'm not mistaken, we talked about this Helias Crusader basketball team really relies on their outside shooting, in particular the three-point shot. I think they only have 1 3 so far in this basketball game. Is that correct?
Logan Hillman with the 3, David, that opened up the scoring in tonight's basketball game.
So they're really struggling beyond the arc tonight.
Backcourt pressure by Helias has returned to action. A bounce pass in the corner. A 3 is on the way from Shepperly, a little bit short. And the rebound is grabbed at the wing by Bo Blanton. We'll have a special halftime guest, David.
So excited. Bob Holloway, one of the many people recognized tonight, Kevin. Can't wait for that interview with Bob here coming up shortly.
Top of the key, Cam Hillen with a basketball for the Crusaders. Between the circles to Bo Blanton, left sideline to Logan Hillman. Hillman to the foul line, weaves through traffic, off balance, shot is away and good. Boy, that was a soft one-hander in the paint. Logan Hillman's got 7 in the basketball game. Jays quickly back the other way. Kendrick Johnson lobs it, caught by Jordan Martin in the two-hand jam. That was set up, moving through traffic was Kendrick Johnson, the lob, and going up and with the two-hand jam is Jordan Martin. I believe that's 3.
What's your
dunks in the first half?
Count? No, you got a dunk count. As always, Kendrick Johnson, number 2 in white. What a great pass. What a great find.
Lead of the 7 for the Jays. Cam Hill in the right wing. Leans, doesn't shoot, back out to Lopez. Under a minute left to play in the first half. Lopez underneath the bucket, feeds it right in front, and a nice leaner one-hander by Bo Blanton is good.
How about that pass by Lopez? Much needed bucket by the Crusaders, Kevin, with 45 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Across the timeline to Martin, top of the key, swings it right side. Judah Harris, ball fake, penetrates, dumps it down the middle. Double pump fake, kiss off the glass, and good for Jordan Martin again. The guards are creating, and Martin is finishing.
The Jays are attacking that zone quick, and you're starting to see, as I said earlier, Jordan Martin is starting to free up a little bit. He's had a great second quarter.
23 seconds left to go in the first half. Lopez looks to the sidelines, and Coach Joe Rothweiler. 18 seconds left to go as he dribbles it by the right hash mark. Jays by 7, 28-21. Lopez now 10 seconds left to the top of the key. Comes down the left side of the lane. Shot on the way up. No good. Blocked by Shepperly. Ball loose on the floor. Picked up by Hillen. Gets it to Bo Blanton. One-hander in the lane is good. The shot was missed, but Cam Hillen got a very important offensive board and put back from Bo Blanton as he fed Blanton right in front. And that's 2 leaner one-handers for Bo Blanton here late in the second quarter, and it draws the Crusaders to within 5 at the half. It's Jefferson City 28, Helias 23. David and I are back with our halftime guest after this 1-minute timeout.
Hi, I'm Derek Ketcherside with Freeman Mortuary. People sometimes ask what fulfills me about being the operations manager for our funeral home. I think it's a privilege to be able to help families through such a difficult time, especially following the loss of a loved one. It is an honor to be able to give the families we serve a positive and meaningful farewell, and to be able to provide as much comfort and closure as possible.
Creating meaningful ceremonies as unique as your loved one since 1961. FreemanMortuary.com.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
I'm Doug Glick with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. Insurance is not always a yes or no answer, especially in these turbulent times in the industry. If you're in Cole County, stop by and see me.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
welcome back to the Fleming Fieldhouse. At halftime, it's a 5-point lead for Jefferson City over Helias, 28-23. David, before the varsity game, a number of former Jefferson City Jays were honored here at the Fleming Fieldhouse, and we have a very special guest, one that was honored right in front of us.
So glad for you to be up here, Bob. And yeah, we were talking a little bit before coming on the air. You kind of spearheaded this reunion. Obviously, we're selling 100 years of Jeff City basketball, correct?
Yeah.
And you kind of spearheaded this a little bit, and I thought it was just extremely cool to recognize 4 or 5 guys, but have a lot of fellow teammates here. So
yeah, when the news release came out, Charlie McMurray and myself were on the list, and I talked to Charlie, and we decided we needed to have a basketball reunion of those years and get as many of our teammates here that we could possibly get. So we've had Bob Holtkamp came in from Colorado. I'm down in South Georgia, so, and then some of the local players are still here.
And Bob, this is special stuff, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love coming back to Jeff City. It was Jeff City, and the basketball here was basically the foundation for my life, I would say.
You were All-State in 1969 and again in 1970, right?
Yeah, but it was honorable mention. It wasn't first team All-State.
Hey, All-State is All-State, Bob.
Right.
Thank you for saying that.
And I think your senior year wasn't that the first year Coach Rich Maloney was here?
Yes. He came from California, replacing Coach Seymour.
What was it like to play for Coach Maloney?
Oh, I loved him. He was a taskmaster for sure. But,
and I think Wayne Seymour was your coach when you were a junior, right?
Right.
Tell me a little bit about
sophomore.
that experience.
Well, Coach Seymour, he told it like it was. He wasn't afraid to put a few words out there to you, but he made sure we knew what we were doing.
You take a look at your numbers, and you're among the top 5 or 6 all-time scorers in Jefferson City basketball history, over 1,300 points. And again, we took a look at some of the numbers earlier today, and I believe you were 6'5" back then in 1969, 1970. That's a big player, isn't it?
Well, back then I was a center, and of course we didn't have the three-point line.
Right.
Dunking was outlawed, so we couldn't do that. So, I was operating more around the basket, and I shot a hook shot, which you don't see much of those anymore today.
Right.
But it was just had a lot of great teammates that looked out for me.
So back in the day, 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center. Doesn't exist anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Well, let's talk about that. So give me an idea. Obviously, great player back in the day. What do you think about today's game?
Well, a lot of times I get frustrated when I see him dribble down, shoot a three-point shot.
Right.
The other team dribbles down, throws up a three-point shot.
Right.
A lot of times they don't try to work it in, and that's what I was used to. Not a lot of passing, So it's a different world today.
It is a different world. There's no question, and everything is cyclical, as we very well know. But you're watching a kid from Jeff City, maybe for the first time. I'm not for sure, Bob. Number 23, Jordan Martin.
Oh yeah, I met Jordan today.
Fantastic.
I was really impressed with him. What a great kid, and I'd like to see him go play basketball at Mizzou. But it sounds like he's pretty much committed to play baseball someplace else.
Guys like Jordan Martin don't come around very often.
No.
But at the same time, a couple of people recognized today, Charlie Brown, and obviously the late Ronnie Coleman. We talked a little pregame. I don't think people realize just how talented and good they were. Not only in basketball, but multiple sports.
Yeah, and I remember I was in 5th grade at the time. Scotty Moen, his dad, we drove up to Kansas City to watch Ronnie Coleman, Charlie Brown, Donnie Fulcher, Tilford Hawkins, James Hawkins, Dave Jennings play in that finals game against CBC. Unfortunately, they lost, but they were good, and Ronnie Coleman was my hero growing up.
Let's go back to 1969, 1970. All right, Bob Holloway's got the ball at the top of the key. Are you putting it on the floor and going to the rack, or are you going to step back and shoot a 3 if you had the 3 then?
Oh, joking around, I'd step back 10, 15 feet and throw up the 3, but no.
I know
if I had an opening to go to the rim, I'd go to the rim.
I also knew Coach Maloney well enough, correct? He may have done it one time, but then there would have been a buzzer, correct?
Then I'd be running Burma roads up here.
There'd have been a timeout called, right?
Yeah.
You were a great rebounder. I think over 700, close to 750 rebounds in your career here.
Yeah. And, I was inside a lot, so I was there. I can't say I was a great jumper, but I think I could position myself to get the ball a lot of times.
Bob, to play basketball here, tell me about what the experience was and how that helped you further in life.
I think one of the biggest things was discipline, learning discipline, and that followed on into my Air Force career, you know, and stayed with me. And like I said, I think the basketball was the foundation for my life. You know, got me on the right path, you know, in addition to a great set of parents and a lot of great teachers here.
I said this before the game. You and a lot of your teammates and those that came before you laid the framework and the foundation for what our kids are doing and have been able to do for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think people realize that. And I know some of you spent a couple days here at Jeff City High School. We certainly appreciate that. And to be able to celebrate 100 years and have you and your fellow teammates come back
and
is
when you
very
say 100
special.
years, just a little fact here, I've got a picture on my phone of my grandfather playing basketball for Jeff City High School, 1906-1907 game.
Wow. Isn't that something? Wow.
I didn't even know it existed until 6-8 months ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know my grandfather played basketball for Jeff City High School. And that may have been the first year they ever played basketball at Jeff City.
I wonder where they would have played. You have any idea?
I have no idea. The picture was provided by my grandmother to whoever wrote this book.
Right. Wow. What a storied place. What a storied school. And we're so glad you came up to visit with us and be a part of a great day and weekend for you and your fellow teammates.
Yeah.
I know you guys had a chance to eat lunch together and,
we had
and
lunch
spend
together.
some time. And
we had some of us had a little tour here of the facilities. A few changes since 55 years ago.
Imagine that. So
yeah.
Thank you so much for coming up.
My
We really
pleasure.
appreciate it. Congratulations. And once a J, always a J, man.
That's right. Always a J. Now I got to go back to snow in South Georgia.
Oh, my. Well, be careful.
Bob, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Former Jefferson City J back in 1969, 1970 All-State performer. Glad he was with us, and we shared some past memories of Jefferson City Jays basketball with Bob Holloway. We're back with more after the break. We'll give you the first half numbers after this 1-minute timeout.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too, upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/sports injury care. Because we're competitors too.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with a Tiger checking card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
This is Helias basketball on KWOS.
As we get ready to start the second half, Jefferson City has a 5-point lead over Helias, 28-23. Welcome back, Kevin Kelly, along with David Fox in the first quarter. The Jefferson City Jays outscored Helias 11-10. They outscored the Crusaders 17-13 in the second quarter. The lead is 5 at the half for the Jays at 28-23. Individual scoring, first of all, for the Jays. Jordan Martin leads the way with 13 points. Kendrick Johnson had 8. Judah Harris with 5. Will Lithicum with the other 2. For Helias, leading the way at halftime is Logan Hillman with 7. Bo Blanton had 6 in the first half. Ross Buffington with 3. Cam Hillen with 3. 2 for Austin Weaver. 2 for Alex Wood. Wood the only one in foul troubles. We start the second half. David, he had 3 fouls in the first half.
Starting here in the second half, Alex Wood is for the Crusaders, Kevin.
Bounce pass as the first possession belongs to the Crusaders, and Schoenhardt at the three-point arc on the left side. Bounce pass to the foul line to Lopez. Kick out. Logan Hillman catches 3 is away. A little bit long off the iron. Rebound grab by Vince Murphy in traffic. Outlet to Judah Harris in the left passing lane. Bounce pass to the middle of the floor. Kendrick Johnson brings it across the timeline. Once again, our thanks to Bob Holloway for joining us at halftime, David.
Just awesome stuff, Kevin. I mean, just remarkable, very cool, and means a lot.
Vince Murphy on the drive. Pull-up jumper, rolls the back of the rim, no good. The rebound comes to Logan Hillman. Outlet pass, pull up, Schoenhart for three. No good off the iron. Rebound is grabbed by Jordan Martin. And the Jays start back the other way. Up top between the circles, Kendrick Johnson. Left sideline to Judah Harris. Ball above the head. Looks inside. Martin covered. Tried to slide through. Drew a double team and then a triple team. Harris left of the three-point arc. Pass to Johnson. Deflected. Almost stolen by Weaver. Getting it back, though, Johnson. Lobs it baseline. Deflected. Goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Crusaders. Stays with the Jays. 6:37 left in the third.
Yeah, the game has kind of started. Second half here, the way the game started at the beginning. Helias in that 2-3 zone, being pretty active. Jeff City with pretty good ball movement, just haven't been able to create a shot.
Murphy, as they inbound it, has the top of the key. Right of the circle at the right hash mark. Lithicum lobs it cross court, caught by Jordan Martin. Gets it in the corner to Murphy. Murphy comes to the left wing on the dribble, trying to get it back to Martin. Threw it behind him, stole away by Weaver. Outlet Lopez, one-on-one against Harris, off the glass and good. Good body control and kept Harris away from the basketball with the left part of the body. The sweet touch with the right hand off the glass. Lopez gets his first two, and now it's a three-point ball game at 28-25.
Offense led by defense that time by the Crusaders.
Johnson, nice pass in traffic off the glass, good. And a chance for a three-point play. Guess who? Jordan Martin in the paint.
And again, just Jeff City, we talk about it a lot. They find him. Of course, he's been very active against this zone, but credit his teammates. That time, Kendrick Johnson, nice ball fake. Outside the three-point line, baseline drive. Jordan Martin times it. They kind of work together. They're in sync. Kendrick with a nice pass, and Jordan Martin with a three-point opportunity.
He had a 9-point second quarter and 13 in the first half. And now he completes the three-point play with his first points here in the third quarter. He's got 16 now in the ball game. Jays by 6, 31-25. Logan Hillman across the timeline to Austin Weaver. Weaver, three-point arc, right side, back to Logan Hillman. Steps up, slides left, can't shoot. They feed in the corner. Schoenhart catches. Three away and no good. Schoenhart, I believe, 0 for 4 from the three-point arc here tonight. And a pass out, trying to get it to Kendrick Johnson on the break, and Logan Hillman will pick up the foul on the reach-in.
Kevin, you talk about Schoenhart struggle a little bit beyond the arc. I think, again, Helias with just 1-3 so far in this basketball game, and as we talked about, that's a key offensive piece of what this team is about and their success, and they're also very streaky. Sometimes all it takes is one to go down, as you know, and then this team can get hot really, really fast.
The only three, the first points in the basketball game on the first possession for Helias tonight. Logan Hillman drained the three. They inbound it and bring it across the timeline. Between the circles, Johnson around a pick set by Lithicum. Feeds in the corner. Harris catches, three away. No good off the iron. Rebound. Martin in traffic. Spins left off the glass and good. Backs in. Gives that hesitation right. Spins left. And there's nobody there. He lays it up and in. 18 for Jordan Martin. Wood, nice pass. Down low, Hillman shot. Rims out, but he'll go to the line for three. For two, rather, excuse me.
Yeah, great pass that time by Alex Wood, and Hillman just couldn't capitalize. Kevin, I'm going to go back to the last possession. You know, Jordan Martin, his attention, it can't be just when he has the ball and when he's moving. You know, that time was just a great effort move to the offensive glass. Goes up. Obviously, at 6'6", 6'7", has the ability to rise above other players, but, man, you just got to know where he's at all times.
Martin picked up the foul, his first in the ball game. Logan Hillman good with the first. The next one is on the way, and it's good as well. So Logan Hillman now with 9 in the basketball game. 6-point lead for Helias, or for Jefferson City at 33-27. Jays have kept it between that 4 and 6 point margin, David, but they have not been able to extend it past the 6. And right now it's 6 with 4 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in the third. Shepperly left sideline. Ball slapped out of his hands, and Logan Hillman can't save it before it goes out of bounds. It stays with Jefferson City.
Yeah, Ethan Williams correctly so. Telling Shepperly, don't put the ball above your head. Always keep that ball in triple threat position. The ability to dribble, shoot, or pass. If you keep it above your head, you limit yourself to those options.
Martin, crossover dribble at the three-point arc. Lobs it to the top of the key. Pivoting Lithicum gets it to Judah Harris. He takes over at the top of the key. Bounce pass just inside the foul line to Martin. To Shepperly, back out left side. Kendrick Johnson with the three, and it's good. Kendrick Johnson, 3 threes in the ball game. Again, Shepperly underneath the basket, found him in the corner. Catch, release, and hit. 3 threes and 11 in the ball game for Kendrick Johnson. I believe Jays now with their biggest lead of the night, David, at 9 at 36-27, putting it on the floor, trying to get to the basket was Alex Wood, and a reach-in foul be called on Jefferson City, and that'll be the first in the ball game on Judah Harris.
And this Jays team has been very patient on the offensive end, Kevin, against this zone, and that time hit the sweet spot to Shepperly and made the extra pass for the wide-open jumper.
Pass down low to Wood, worked against Lithicum. Lithicum with good defense. The shot off the glass, rims out, no good by Wood. Rebound Jays. They start back. Harris in the key, lost the handle. Ball goes out of bounds. They say it was last touched by the Crusaders with 3:47 left to go in the third. Make sure you join us during our pregame show during basketball season for Athlete of the Week, brought to you by MU Healthcare Sports Medicine. MU Healthcare has a walk-in sports medicine injury clinic, which is open Monday through Friday from 7 to 8 a.m. with no appointment necessary. They changed the call. David said it was last touched by the Jays, and so the Crusaders are back the other way with 3:35 left to go in the third quarter. Jays lead this one 36-27. Pass into the corner. Caught, pass back up top to Lopez, deflected, he catches it in traffic, leans, whistle, and a foul's going to be called. This may be the second on Jordan Martin.
Yep.
And a substitution, Vince Murphy will check in, and checking out will be Will Lithicum. Right of the bucket, Lopez to pull the trigger. Lobs it up top where it's caught by Bo Blanton. Gets it over to Ross Buffington. Three-point arc, puts it on the floor, drives to the baseline, turnaround, fadeaway, jumpers away, in and out, no good. Rebound in traffic is Lopez. Kick out, Hillman top of the key for 3. In and out, no good. The rebound this time to Kendrick Johnson for Jefferson City. Kicks it up the floor, top of the key, down the lane, nice between two. The finger roll lays on the iron, off the glass, no good. Crusaders get the rebound and start back. Logan Hillman puts on the brakes, behind the back on the dribble, off balance shot off the glass, good. Whistle, foul, block foul. Now, is it going to be an and one, or is it going to be on the floor? Let's check it out.
Kevin, I believe they counted the bucket, so it is going to be an and one. And how about that drive by Logan Hillman? We talk about Jordan Martin's ability in transition, his balance, his creativity. That time, what a great move. A lot of the same things by Logan Hillman. Kevin, can this spark Helias a little bit, cut this lead to 6? And both these teams we know have the ability to get on runs. Wait and see.
Makes the foul shots, got a dozen in the ball game, 36-30. By the way, the foul on Vince Murphy, his second in the ball game. Kendrick Johnson brings it across the timeline. Settles in the middle of the floor, hands it off to Martin with 2:42 left to go in the third quarter. Bounce pass on the right sideline, gets it back to Martin, and a reach-in foul going to be called, I think, on Cam Hillen. Hillen behind Martin. In front of him was Buffington.
And that's not a good thing, the way Martin has been moving to play behind him. We know when Jordan Martin catches that basketball in the paint or the post area, he's extremely efficient.
Kendrick Johnson inbounds it, lobs it on the right sideline to Jordan Martin. Martin brings it out to the hash mark. Checking out, Vince Murphy in for the first time tonight. Malik Logan, who had a nice game Friday night against Father Tolton for Jefferson City. Shepperly out there as well, checking into the lineup. Judah Harris, bounce pass left wing to Johnson. Comes back out to the top of the key. Shepperly down low in traffic. Martin puts it on the floor. Cam Hillen seals it on the baseline. Bounce pass down low to Harris. Harris loses it. Ball loose on the floor. A couple of players tie one another up. Jump is called. And let's see who has it with 2:06 left to go in the third quarter. I think it's going to stay with the Jays.
Real important 2:06 remaining, Kevin, for both these basketball teams. As you mentioned, Jeff City's just kind of had Helias at arm's length. We're talking about a 6-point game right now. Both these teams need to finish this third quarter.
Left sideline, Judah Harris has the basketball. Bounce pass just inside the foul line to Martin. Gets it behind him to Logan. Now Kendrick Johnson on the drive. Shot good. Kendrick Johnson in traffic with a soft left hand. He's got 13. Weaver has an opening to the bucket. Shot is no good. A whistle and a foul. Coming over late, Judah Harris will pick up the foul.
I like the way Helias has continued to attack. That time Weaver got the long outlet after that make. Nice drive to the right side. I think really Lopez and Weaver have been pretty aggressive to the rim tonight. And here's a chance. Weaver knocks down the first 2 free throws.
First one is good. He has 3 in the basketball game. David, he was going to pull that up at the right wing.
Yep.
But there was a huge opening to the basket. He took it strong to the glass. Second one in and out, no good. And I think over the back, Cam Hillen might have picked up a foul. Malik Logan had inside position in the paint. And it will go against Cam Hillen, and that's his second of the basketball game. All right, the lead is 7 for the Jays. 38-31 with 1:38 left to go in the third quarter. You're listening to high school basketball on KWOS. Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. Step back, Judah Harris, top of the key. 3 is short, saved by Logan. Nope, didn't save it.
Yep.
Official right there said he was out of bounds.
That's the correct call.
Good effort, though, by Malik Logan to try to save it, as it was a short shot from 3. And the Crusaders will get it back, trailing with 1:27 left to go in the third. At 38-31, Logan Hillman checking back in. Bo Blanton will check out for the Crusaders. Alex Wood checking out. Do not want him to pick up a 4th foul. And Ross Buffington back out on the hardwood floor for Joe Rothweiler's ball club.
Kevin, also Tyler Lunsford, the 6'4" sophomore, has entered the game. Jordan Martin getting a rest here at the end of the third.
Sideline, Weaver, bounce pass in the corner to Lopez in the block. Logan Hillman works against the double team. Back out to Weaver. Bounce pass Lopez. Catches. 3 is on the way. Off the iron. Over the backboard. Now to play. And the Jays now will bring 3 in. Martin along with Harris and Lithicum. Lunsford, Logan, and Shepperly will check out. And the Jays will have the ball with 1:01 left to go in the third quarter.
Little offense for defense by Coach Ethan Williams and the Jeff City Jays.
Kendrick Johnson, how about him tonight? 3 threes and 13 points for the Jays. He crosses and angles to the right sideline. Dumps it down the right wing, back to the basket for Martin. Back up top to Lithicum, to Judah Harris, back to Will Lithicum. Lithicum lobs it down in traffic, caught by Martin, lays it up and in. Boy, he had to catch that and do something with it as soon as he caught it to avoid the charge, and he did just that. He's got 20 in the basketball game. He passed it to the left wing at the other end, David. Logan Hillman trying to spin out of traffic. A whistle and a foul is going to be called. Vince Murphy's going to pick up his 3rd, and that will send Helias to the line with 33 seconds left to go in period number 3.
Not a lot of players, high school players, can do what Jordan Martin did that last possession. Albeit it was a great pass by Will Lithicum. He caught that ball in traffic, kept it up. More importantly, finished. Scored a bucket. Just a tremendous athletic play by Jordan Martin.
When you have to go up and get it in traffic like that, so many times the player ends up committing an offensive foul because of the position by the defense.
Yeah, great control, no doubt about it.
Logan Hillman's first spun around, no good. He nails the second one. He's got 13 in the ball game. It's an 8-point lead for the Jays at 40-32. Half a minute left to go in the third as Martin brings it across the timeline. Feeds it to Kendrick Johnson. He takes over between the circles. And Buffington will pick him up defensively. Gets it to Shepperly, the pass on the right side. Hands it off to Harris. Back up to Johnson. Johnson will come over all the way across the floor to the left hash mark on the dribble. 10 seconds left to go. Around a pick set by Martin. Martin releases. They get it to Harris. Shot blocked. Ball loose. Picked up by Lopez. 3-on-1 back the other way. Bounce pass through the key. They lose the handle. Ball goes out of bounds at the buzzer. And it's an 8-point Jay lead after 3. They had a 3-on-1, but were unable to convert before the buzzer. After 3 tonight at the Fleming Fieldhouse. The Jefferson City Jays 40, Helias 32, and high school basketball on KWOS returns after this 1 minute Cole County Upholstery timeout.
When you got big plans for your property, whether it's tearing it down, cleaning it out, or cleaning it up, Wreck and Roll gets the job done and done right. Dumpster rentals? Check. Demo crews? You bet. Full site cleanup? Absolutely. They are Wreck and Roll. Let them handle the heavy lifting. And be sure to follow them on Facebook and visit wreckandroll.net to find all the ways they serve Jefferson City, Columbia, Lake of the Ozarks, and Eldon. Get ready to wreck and roll.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
This is Helias basketball on KWOS.
All right, as we get ready to start the fourth quarter, welcome back Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. David, if I would have told you the Jays would have more threes made in this ball game than Helias, would you have believed me?
You know, I'd have questioned it, but are they still just 1-3 in this game, Kevin? Is that correct?
Helias is 1-3 through three quarters. The Jays with 4 threes in the basketball game. And the lead is 8 as we start the fourth quarter for Helias. Logan Hillman feeds it to Weaver, drives baseline, draws a double team, low on the block, left of the key, kick out Schoenhart for 3. No good off the front of the iron, rebound grab, put back off the glass and good. Cam Hillen with good inside position.
Actually, I think that was Alex Wood, Kevin, who's back in the game here to start the fourth quarter. Great job offensive rebounding and put back that time by Wood.
He's got 4 of the basketball game. Martin backs in, spins left, comes down the lane, shot off the glass, good.
I just don't know if you can guard him one-on-one. You got to throw bodies at him.
He's got 22 at 35 Friday night in the win over Father Tolton here at the Fleming Fieldhouse. Jays on the road Friday night. They'll go to Sadea Smith-Cotton to take on the Tigers that are having a good year. Pass in the corner for 3 and knocking it down, Alex Schoenhart. His first 3 and first points of the basketball game.
I said earlier, sometimes when this Crusader team gets one knocked down, when they're struggling a little bit, they can get on a little bit of run. Big shot for Schoenhart.
Across the timeline, Johnson with a basketball. And when we talked about it, the difference 4 and 1, there haven't been a ton of three-point shots taken in this basketball game tonight. Johnson feeds it down low. Lithicum, reverse layup, good. Again, Johnson found him open. Reverse layup off the window, and Will Lithicum's got 4 in the ball game. 44-37. The Jays by 7. 6:10 left to go in regulation. Weaver, bounce pass to Logan Hillman. Puts it on the floor, comes in the lane, draws traffic, loses it, gets it back, lost it a second time, comes to the corner, fights to get it, throws it down low, in traffic, off the glass and good. Bo Blanton. That was just a great second and third effort by Logan Hillman. Ball was getting away from him a couple of times, and he made sure he corralled it and then found Blanton down low. And Bo Blanton's had a nice night tonight for the Crusaders. 8 points, David, in the ball game.
Oh, he sure has done a nice job on the boards. But again, Hillman, what a great play that time.
Judah Harris, long distance 3 is nothing but net. Jays moving it around on the left side up top. Judah Harris catches and swishes the 3. He's got 2 threes and 8 in the ball game.
Not sure that Helias can stay in their zone, Kevin, with 5:15 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The issue is somebody's got to guard Jordan Martin, and we know that is not an easy task.
Logan Hillman on the drive, the head and shoulder fake, great position inside. Martin altered the shot on the way up. It spun off the glass and did not drop. The Jays got the rebound and a foul called against Helias. And this will be the 3rd in the ball game on Alex Schoenhart. Head and shoulder fake by Logan Hillman, low in the block. And Jordan Martin held his ground. Bounce pass, Will Lithicum to the bucket, off the glass and good. Again, that's set up by the dribble and penetration by Kendrick Johnson. And Johnson getting it to Will Lithicum. Lithicum now is 6 in the basketball game. And Kendrick Johnson not only has 13 points in the ball game, but he has dished out a ton of assists. And the Jays, with a timeout on the floor with 4:55 left to go in the ball game, lead by 10. Jefferson City 49, Helias 39, and high school basketball on KWOS returns after this 1 minute. Cole County Upholstery timeout.
At MU Healthcare, Our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too. Upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. muhealth.org/expert injury care. Because we're competitors too.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
The Jays play here on KWOS.
All right, Helias inbounds it back to action with 4:50 left to go in the ball game. 49-39. Jays lead by 10. Welcome back Kevin Kelly along with David Fox. Ross Buffington around a pick set to the top of the key. Can't shoot. Dumps it down. Alex Wood works down on the baseline. Leans. Puts up a shot blocked by Will Lithicum. Whistle and a foul will be called. Lithicum thought he got all ball. Wood strong on the baseline. Kept coming, and he'll go to the line as that will be the third foul of the ball game on Will Lithicum.
You were talking about the outside official at that time made the call. The underneath official did not. Coach Ethan Williams had a nice conversation with the officials. Let's talk about this game. We've had 2 fouls here in the fourth quarter. Kevin, I don't know if you agree, but I think it's been a very clean game.
Yes.
Not a lot of whistles. Other than Alex Wood's got 3 fouls, certainly deserving of one. I remember that offensive foul, but very well officiated game up to this point in time.
Yep. Wood missed the first, has another one coming, eyes it and sends it on the way, and it's no good. Hesitated on the front of the rim and then slid off the back right side. David?
Missed opportunities. Can't have them. Down 10, 4:30 to go in this fourth quarter, man. You got to capitalize on those free throws.
Martin has it middle of the floor. Feeds it to Judah Harris. Right sideline to Murphy. Bounce pass down to Martin. Martin draws the double team. Kick out to Murphy. Murphy on the drive. Lost the handle. Whistle. And a foul is going to be called. A reach, and I think is going to be called on Austin Weaver. Stops the clock with 4:19 left to go. Check that. Alex Wood, they say, has picked up the foul. And that's his 4th in the ball game.
Kevin, I made a comment earlier with the way Jeff City's been shooting the ball from the perimeter and moving the ball. Helias in man now. We'll see if they can create something or make a difference in this man defense.
Inbound it. They've got the lead. 4:10 left to go in the ball game, so they will put it in the hands of Shepperly at the right hash mark. Lobs it middle of the floor where it's caught at the top of the key by Jordan Martin. Crossover dribble, works against Blanton. Backs in, spins left, comes down the lane. Shot, no good. Rims out off the glass. Rebound is grabbed by Bo Blanton. Outlet. Lopez weaves through traffic. Gets to the top of the key. Now slides to the right side. Open for 3. Instead goes to Austin Weaver at the top of the key. 49-39. Jays by 10. 3:40 left to go in the basketball game. Buffington to Hillen, dumps it down, try to get it to Bo Blanton, tipped away by the Jays. Good defense down low. Jays are back the other way off the turnover. Kendrick Johnson steps up at 3, a little bit long, hits the top of the backboard, goes out of play. And Helias gets it back with 3:29 left to go in the basketball game as Schoenhart and Hillman check in, and Hillen and Weaver check out for the Crusaders.
Even though the Jays didn't capitalize there, Kevin, that's the way they play. Got the ball up the floor quickly. Kendrick Johnson just could knock down the shot. Boy, does Helias need a bucket, Kevin, in the biggest way with 3:20 remaining here in this ball game.
Buffington hands it off. With it, Schoenhart, a bounce pass back to the basket. Bo Blanton now top of the key with the dribble. Feeds it over Schoenhart. 3 is off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound, Jordan Martin. Tried to put it behind his back to bring it out of the floor and had it stolen away momentarily by Bo Blanton. A whistle and a foul is going to be called, and this may be on Jordan Martin. And David, I don't recall, at least this year, I don't ever recall a basketball game where Jordan Martin's had 3 fouls.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Kevin. Not surprised by that. But, again, Helias trying to set something up, either get Schoenhart another look or try to get something inside. Nice pass that time by Sam Lopez.
And a good finish.
Yes, sir.
The entry pass on a bounce pass. Lopez getting it inside to Bo Blanton. Blanton off the glass with the finish. a foul and a chance for three-point play. It draws Helias to within 8 at 49-41 with 3 minutes even left to go in the basketball game. The point I'm trying to make with Jordan Martin is what he's able to do at both ends of the floor. David just doesn't get himself in foul trouble.
Oh, that's exactly right. It's just, you know, his athleticism, his IQ, all of those things come into play, and another missed free throw opportunity for the Crusaders here in the fourth quarter.
In and out, and the Jays get the board, and they start back. 2:48 left to go in the ball game. Kendrick Johnson weaves, brings it between the circles, reshuffles the deck with 2:40 left to go in the ball game. Gets it to Shepperly. Shepperly one-hands a pass in the left corner to Kendrick Johnson. Comes inside the key. Turnaround fadeaway jumper is no good. Ball tipped around, grabbed by Lithicum. Puts it on the floor. Ball stripped away from him. Grabbed by Lopez. Outlet passes. He's going out of bounds. Logan Hillman all alone. Lays it up and in. Well, what a play by Lopez as he was able to get it, keep it in play, and then found Hillman open as he was going out of bounds. And a whistle with 2:14 left to go as Jordan Martin crosses half court. So a timeout on the floor, 2:14 left to go in the basketball game. It is Jefferson City 49, Helias 43. And high school basketball on KWOS returns after this 1 minute Cole County Upholstery timeout.
At MU Healthcare, our sports medicine team knows what it takes to compete because we're competitors too. Upping our game day in and day out to be the best doctors for Mid-Missouri athletes. Whether that's competing to be one of 11 orthopedic centers of excellence in the country or cheering alongside the Mizzou Tigers as their team physicians, we've got everything athletes need to be and stay at their best. MUHealth.org/sports injury care. Because we're competitors too.
Winter is all about basketball, and West Main Pizza is a proud supporter of our high school basketball teams. They wish the teams of the Jays, Cavaliers, Falcons, and Crusaders the best of luck this season. With the new year, make your resolution to eat local with salads that are big on flavor, savory sandwiches, or a perfect pizza. West Main Pizza is a fantastic choice. Check out one of their lunch specials with an 8-inch pizza, side salad, and drink for one great price. Find West Main Pizza on Facebook and online at WMPizza.com.
This is Helias basketball on KWOS.
All right, on the left sideline, Judah Harris inbounds it in the backcourt. We're back to action. 2:10 left to go in regulation. 6-point lead for the Jays. Kendrick Johnson lobs it in the front court. Caught by Shepperly. Shepperly then is fouled. Austin Weaver trying for the steal. Called for the reach-in.
Let's kind of look at the foul situation, Kevin. That'll be the third team foul on the Crusaders. They've got one more to give before Jeff City goes to the line. Flip side, Jeff City with 3 fouls, so one more foul by either team. We'll be shooting free throws both ends of the floor.
A little pushy and shoving. Adam Shepperly trying to get position on the inbounds with Alex Schoenhart. The official spending a couple moments saying, well, let's see. It's kind of cold outside. What time did you get here into the gym? All right, now you got to give yourself a little space here. All right, now we've got it in the hands of Judah Harris. How about that? It was done real well by the official, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's been a great job. Great job.
They inbounded. Shepperly catches 3 in the corner. No good off the right side of the iron. Rebound, Logan Hillman.
Not sure
All
that's
right,
the shot
here we
Coach
go.
Ethan Williams and the Jeff City Jays wanted.
Hillman hands it off to Lopez.
Big opportunity here for the Crusaders, Kevin.
1:45 left to go. Lopez, middle of the floor, gets it to Logan Hillman on the left sideline. 3-point arc, leans, doesn't shoot, bounce pass, Austin Weaver. Weaver to the foul line, comes in the lane, leans, doesn't shoot, back out, Schoenhart, top of the key for 3, good!
What a great
Austin
job by
Weaver.
Austin Weaver and his penetration, got downhill, got stopped. Always kept his head up and great find, and we've talked all night about this Crusaders team and their ability to shoot the 3. None other than Schoenhart stepping up, making a big 3, and Kevin, just like that, we have a ball game.
Yeah, set up by Austin Weaver, getting in the paint, and then Schoenhart, top of the key, drains the 3. His second 3 of the night. He's got 6 in the basketball game. And, David, we go back to 4:55 left to go in the basketball game. There was a timeout on the floor.
Time to hoop it up.
And the
with high
Jays
school basketball here
The Jays led by 10. Let's go back again. 4:55 left to go in the basketball game. A timeout on the floor, and it was a 10-point lead for the Jays over Helias at 49-39. Since that point in time, the Jays have not scored. Helias is on a 7-0 run, and they are to within 3. Foul situation, 3 team fouls each. A minute 32 left to go. The Jays have the basketball and a 3-point lead.
And here comes the heat, Kevin. Helias is going to come out and pressure. Coach Rothweiler's probably got his best pressing team in the lineup. Going to try to get a steal, gamble, trap, anything they possibly can, probably before fouling. If you're the Jays, most important thing is get the ball in bounds. Be strong with the basketball.
Shepperly with the bounce pass into Judah Harris. Double team, pass in the middle, tipped away by Schoenhart, picked up by Austin Weaver. Back out Bo Blanton, feeds it to Lopez in the corner. Puts it on the floor, comes in the lane, head and shoulder fake, pivots, kicks it back up top. Austin Weaver hands it off to Logan Hillman. He'll feed it back out and they'll reshuffle the deck. 1:13 left to go off the steal. Helias has got the basketball down by 3, 49-46. Directing traffic with the right hand is Sam Lopez. Feeds it to Austin Weaver. A minute left to go in regulation. Austin Weaver, left-hand dribble. Feeds it Logan Hillman. Hillman to the wing. Comes to the baseline. Draws a double team. Bounce pass out to Lopez. Dumps it down low all alone. Bo Blanton lays it up and in. He's got a dozen. 1-point game. Kendrick Johnson gets it across the timeline. Got numbers at the other end. Bounce pass to Shepperly. In traffic, whistle and a foul called. 41 seconds left to go. It looked like if they got the bounce pass, Shepperly was going to have the layup, and Shepperly tried to bring it out. Foul was called against the Crusaders. Team foul number 4. Kendrick Johnson inbounded right of the bucket. Gets it into Judah Harris on the sideline. Brings it up to the hash mark. 35 seconds left to go. Pulls up the dribble. Now looks for help. Whistle. Timeout taken by Jefferson City. 33 seconds left to go in regulation. Jefferson City 49, Helias 48, and we're back with the final half minute after this 1-minute timeout.
When you got big plans for your property, whether it's tearing it down, cleaning it out, or cleaning it up, Wreck and Roll gets the job done and done right. Dumpster rentals? Check. Demo crews? You bet. Full site cleanup? Absolutely. They are Wreck and Roll. Let them handle the heavy lifting. And be sure to follow them on Facebook and visit wreckandroll.net to find all the ways they serve Jefferson City, Columbia, Lake of the Ozarks, and Eldon. Get ready to wreck and roll.
This is Helias basketball.
All right, welcome back. 33 seconds left to go in the basketball game. The Jays have the ball, and they lead by 1, David, 49-48.
Ball's out of bounds sideline right next to the Jeff City J bench. Kevin, Helias is going to come out trapping. You mentioned that was the 4th team foul on the Crusaders. Next foul by them will be 2 free throws. Coaches with their staff usually have pretty good stats on who the better or best free throw shooters are. Sometimes you don't have a choice. You just got to get them to the foul line and see what you got.
Judah Harris is fouled after they inbound the basketball. Bo Blanton will pick up the personal foul. Judah Harris will go to the line with 25 seconds left to go in the basketball game. Even if he makes them both, it's still a 1-possession ball game.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Kevin. Also note both coaches have 2 timeouts in their pocket to use. And remember, Jeff City with just only 3 team fouls. We'll see how that plays out.
Harris's first is on the way, no good, off the back of the rim. Alex Wood checks in. Austin Weaver will check out. 1 more for Judah Harris, 49-48. The Jays have not scored since 4:55 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Next one is away and good. It's a 2-point ball game, 50-48. Lopez across the timeline calls a timeout. 22 seconds left to go when we come back. Jefferson City 50, Helias 48. High school basketball on KWOS returns after this 30-second Cole County Upholstery timeout.
Our high school basketball teams. They wish the teams of the Jays, Cavaliers, Falcons, and Crusaders the best of luck this season. With the new year, make your resolution to eat local with salads that are big on flavor, savory sandwiches, or a perfect pizza. West Main Pizza is a fantastic choice. Check out one of their lunch specials with an 8-inch pizza, side salad, and drink for one great price. Find West Main Pizza on Facebook and online at WMPizza.com.
This is Helias basketball on KWOS.
All right, 22 seconds left to go in regulation. Jefferson City 50, Helias 48. David, you mentioned it just a second ago. That last foul was team foul number 5 for Helias. The Jays have 3 team fouls, so they have another one to give before the second one would put the Crusaders on the line. There are 22 seconds left to go in the ball game. It's a 2-point lead at 50-48. The foul shot made by Judah Harris, the first point scored by the Jays since the 4:55 mark of the fourth quarter.
Right, Kevin, and I wouldn't be surprised with the foul to give. Don't know if Coach Rothweiler's got something specific set up here on a side out of bounds to score. He does not. Watch the Jeff City Jays foul here to shorten this clock, maybe.
All right, they inbound it. Dump it back door. Logan Hillman lays it up and in. Lopez with the pass. The back door to Logan Hillman. Lays it up and in. We're tied at 50. 7 seconds left to go. Kendrick Johnson, top of the key. Feeds it. Murphy drives baseline. Whistle. Timeout taken. I tell you what. Timeout before the made shot, but I tell you what. If they don't call that timeout, it's not going to be a made shot. It's going to be a turnover on the Jays because Murphy was sliding and was going to go out of bounds. And there is just 1.4 seconds left to go when the Jays will inbound it, tied at 50.
So you're saying that was a pretty good timeout by Ethan Williams?
Yes.
How about the execution? I really thought maybe Jeff City would foul as that clock was ticking down on the offensive side for the Crusaders. Kind of shorten the clock, maybe take them out of what they were trying to do.
And they might have, but they lost Logan Hillman.
But the execution, correct, by Coach Rothweiler and this Crusader team was just spectacular. Excellent backdoor play, executed to a T. Now let's talk about this situation. The ball is out of bounds underneath the basket. Jeff City's ball. One would think number 23, Jordan Martin, may get a tip, a lob. I think the Crusaders are aware of that. Here we go, my friend.
All right, right of the bucket. Kendrick Johnson to pull the trigger. Looks inside. Lobs it up top. Caught by Harris. Off balance shot is high off the backboard and no good. And David, let's go back to that for just a second. 1.4 seconds left to go in regulation. Kendrick Johnson is inbounding it right of the bucket. The Crusaders had everybody inside around Jordan Martin to prevent the lob. Behind him was Lopez. In front of him was Bo Blanton. They had to go up top. The shot off the glass is no good. We're going to play overtime after regulation. Jefferson City 50, Helias 50. We're back with overtime in 30 seconds.
Hi, I'm Derek Ketcherside with Freeman Mortuary. People sometimes ask what fulfills me about being the operations manager for our funeral home. I think it's a privilege to be able to help families through such a difficult time, especially following the loss of a loved one. It is an honor to be able to give the families we serve a positive and meaningful farewell, and to be able to provide as much comfort and closure as possible.
Creating meaningful ceremonies as unique as your loved one since 1961. FreemanMortuary.com.
This is Jefferson City Jay basketball on News Radio KWO.
As we went into the fourth quarter, the Jays had an 8-point lead at 40-32. They scored 10 points in the fourth quarter, 18 for Helias. And we're going to play overtime as we are tied at 50, and the control and the tip is to Jefferson City. Student body down below us really getting into it for the Jefferson City Jays. Jordan Martin gets around. His man loses the dribble, picks it back up. Wood seals the deal on the baseline to get it to Johnson, to Will Lithicum. Shot and a whistle and a foul call.
It's kind of a hectic possession that time by the Jays. The Crusaders were really gambling, scrambling, and Kendrick Johnson picked up that loose ball, stuck with it, and Will Lithicum at the free throw line for 2.
First one is away and good. Sam Lopez picked up the foul, his second in the ball game. Lithicum, sends the next one good. 2 foul shots for him, and it gives the Jays a 52-50 lead. Lopez across the timeline to the top of the key with the dribble. Feeds it to Schoenhart right of the circle. Schoenhart puts it on the floor once with the left hand. Feeds it to Bo Blanton. How about the game for Bo Blanton tonight? 12 points of the basketball game off the bench for the Crusaders. Pass left sideline, deflected away from Lopez. Went out of bounds. Last touched by Kendrick Johnson.
Boy, that was almost a huge steal by Kendrick Johnson that time. We get in overtime, boy, I'd say whatever pass better have something on it. You better come to the pass and make the simple plays.
Lopez bounce pass to Wood. Across the baseline to Logan Hillman. Back out to Lopez. Picked up by Kendrick Johnson. Lopez on the drive. Stops on a dime. Feeds it to Wood. Wood at the left wing. Back up top to Bo Blanton. 3 minutes left to go in overtime. The 2 foul shots by Will Lithicum, giving the Jays the 2-point lead at 52-50.
Got a great matchup here. Logan Hillman, Jordan Martin, Kevin. Keep an eye on that.
Logan Hillman off the feet from Wood for 3. It's good.
What a shot. What a shot.
Logan Hillman started the scoring tonight from the 3-point arc. That's his first 3 since that opening moment of the ball game. It gives Helias a 1-point lead. In traffic, Martin spins, whistle, and a foul call.
Just like that, Jordan Martin on the offensive end. I'm not going to say he was demanding the basketball, but his teammates are smart enough to make sure he gets a touch of that possession. Did just that. Earns 2 free throws.
1-point lead for Helias. First one is away and good. David, I believe this lead, which now is tied, but the lead on the Hillman 3 was the first time since the first quarter that Helias had the lead in this basketball game. Martin makes them both. He's got 24 in the basketball game. 1-point lead for the Jays now. 54-53. 2:23 left to go in overtime. Lopez on the drive, down the lane, off the glass, and go with the left hand. Oh, my. What a play by Sam Lopez in traffic.
We've seen some fantastic guard play, Kevin. What a great move that time by number 2 in blue, Sam Lopez. What a drive.
55-54 in favor of Helias. Kendrick Johnson pulls up the dribble, looks for help. Lobs it, gets it to Judah Harris in lane, off balance shot, whistle. Foul going to be called. This might be number 5 on Alex Wood.
Coach Rothweiler contemplating with the officials that he had his hands up. I actually think he did as well. The problem may have been, Kevin, he had jumped. He had left the floor. If he'd have been stationary, it's probably a no call. But I'm not an official.
The foul, the 5th in the ball game on Alex Wood. And it comes with 1:57 left to go in overtime, and Judah Harris will be at the line for the Jays. They trail by 1, 55-54. First one is good, and we're tied again. This time we're tied at 55. One more coming for Harris. It's on the way. It's good. He has 11 in the ball game. Jays by 1, 56-55. 150 as Lopez crosses half court with a basketball. Jays lead 56-55. Lopez top of the key. Bounce pass. Try to get it inside to Bo Blanton. A whistle and a foul I think is going to be called on Vince Murphy. And Murphy has picked up his 4th foul in the basketball game. Team foul number 4 on the Jays. Logan Hillman to pull the trigger left to the bucket for the Crusaders. 1:45 left in overtime. 56-55. Jays by 1.
We've got a stoppage in the play. The officials at the scores table. I'm not sure what the discussion's about. Well, you were right. That was team foul number 4 for the Jays. And, yep, back to play.
Logan Hillman to pull the trigger left to the bucket for the Crusaders. Looks to get it in. Still has it. Still has it. Rifles it out. Caught by Lopez. Almost stolen away by Kendrick Johnson. Lopez brings it to the middle of the floor with the right-hand dribble. Minute 37 left to go in overtime. Lopez, top of the key, bounce pass, back to the basket, Bo Blanton. Now post up at the top of the key. Backs out to the three-point arc, gets it in the hands of Austin Weaver. Weaver crossover dribble, slides to the right side, hands it off to Logan Hillman, backs in traffic, loses it, reaches back, gets it, feeds it underneath to Austin Weaver. Weaver in traffic, back up top to Bo Blanton. Rifles a pass on the left corner, and it goes to Schoenhart. He dribbles up the sideline, gets it back on the pass from Logan Hillman to Lopez now with 1:08 left to go in overtime. 56-55. Jays by 1. Lopez will angle over to the right hash mark. Now bring it to the middle of the floor. We're inside a minute left to go in overtime. Again, the Jays by 1. 56-55. Jays have 2 timeouts left, as does Helias. Between the circles, Logan Hillman, 49 seconds left to go. Joe Rothweiler and Helias call a timeout. Jefferson City 56, Helias 55. We're back with more after this 1-minute timeout.
Out before sunrise, scraping ice off that windshield, and then your car won't start. Don't let winter leave you stranded. Regular maintenance at Frosty's keeps your engine running smooth, your heat blasting, and your morning stress-free. From oil changes and battery checks to engine maintenance, Frosty's Auto Clinic keeps Mid-Missouri moving, even when the winter weather tries to stop us. Schedule your winter checkup at Frosty's.
At Frosty's Auto Clinic, the doctor is in. Find us on Facebook.
Whether it's for normal wear and tear on your car's interior or the dog deciding to chow down on that one cushion of the couch, you need a reliable guy to keep your upholstery intact. That's Bob at Cole County Upholstery. He specializes in automotive, marine, and furniture upholstery projects. And with 40 years of experience, there's no job that he can't handle. So throw Sparky a bone and call Cole County Upholstery for boats, cars, furniture, and more. ColeCountyUpholstery.net.
This is Helias basketball on KWOS.
All right, Helias will inbound it on the right sideline. 49 seconds left to go in overtime. 56-55. Jays lead by 1. They launch in the backcourt, caught by Sam Lopez. Jays do not have a foul to give. They've got 4 team fouls right here. Next one would put Helias on the line. Lopez on the drive just inside the foul line. Continues on down. The shot off the glass, rims out, no good. Ball tipped and grabbed by Martin. Martin then is fouled to the backcourt. In traffic, putting up the shot was Lopez. Did not get the soft break off the iron from the window. It spun out, the rebound of the Jays, and will go to the other end. And Jordan Martin at the line with 34 seconds left to go. Again, if he makes both, it's still a 1-possession game.
Yeah, and we've seen Sam Lopez make that shot, Kevin. Unfortunately, he didn't get it to fall. Jordan Martin connects on the first of 2, and you're exactly right. Still a 1-possession game, regardless of this free throw.
25 tonight for Jordan Martin. Eyes the next one, sends it on the way, and it's good. All right, 58-55 in favor of Jefferson City. Lopez across the timeline. 29 seconds left to go in overtime. Gets it up top to Schoenhart. Slides to the left side, and Helias will call a timeout. 23 seconds left to go in overtime. Jefferson City 58, Helias 55. Back with more basketball in 30 seconds.
The Foundation for the Benefit of Helias Catholic High School Incorporated would like to offer a heartfelt thank you to the entire Helias community for their support during this year's Continue the Legacy One Gift, One Goal annual fundraising campaign. Whether you're alumni, a local business, a Crusader parent, or simply a friend of Helias, your generosity is what made this year's 50th annual fund drive and Bridge the Gap campaign such a huge success. Thank you for supporting the Foundation, Helias Catholic High School, and generations of Crusaders to come.
This is Helias basketball on KWOS.
All right, 23 seconds left to go in overtime. Jefferson City 58, Helias 55. Helias will inbound it when we return back to action here at the Fleming Fieldhouse. Great crowd on hand. And again, they're playing for the traveling trophy.
Yes, Jeff City Lions, Jeff City host Lions, Kevin. One of many. The representative come up and talk to us a little bit before the game. It's an awesome idea, and somebody's going to get a trophy tonight from the Jeff City host Lions.
Right sideline, Lopez inbounds it. Bo Blanton, top of the key. Lost the handle. Ball picked up, though, by Lopez. Lopez has it between the circles. Pulls it up. Feeds it over to Schoenhart. Schoenhart brings it to the top of the key. 10 seconds left to go in overtime. It's a 3-point lead. Now they get it to Logan Hillman. Hillman around a pick set. Has a good look for three in the tie. Off the back of the rim. Ball tipped up and put up off the glass at the buzzer. It's good. But Sam Lopez's bucket will mean a 1-point win for the Jays in overtime. So Hillman with the three, it rimmed out. Rebound Lopez off the glass as the buzzer sounded, and Jefferson City wins this game tonight in overtime. Your final score, Jefferson City 58, Helias 57, and high school basketball on KWOS returns after this 90-second timeout.
When you got big plans for your property, whether it's tearing it down, cleaning it out, or cleaning it up, Wreck and Roll gets the job done and done right. Dumpster rentals? Check. Demo crews? You bet. Full site cleanup? Absolutely. They are Wreck and Roll. Let them handle the heavy lifting. And be sure to follow them on Facebook and visit wreckandroll.net to find all the ways they serve Jefferson City, Columbia, Lake of the Ozarks, and Eldon. Get ready to wreck and roll. School's back. Schedules are packed, and the last thing you need is a list of home repairs. So reclaim your weekends with Bags Homeworks, the fastest, most affordable handyman service in mid-Missouri. Whether it's mounting that new TV, fixing leaky faucets, or replacing a ceiling fan, Bags has you covered. No job's too small, and no wait is too long. Visit Bags Homeworks on Facebook for monthly giveaways and awesome prizes. For more, visit bagshomeworks.com. Bags Homeworks, getting your to-do list done.
Welcome to the show. You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Jays basketball on KWOS.
Well, they have just awarded the traveling trophy from the Jefferson City host Lions Club to the winner of this game tonight, and it's the Jefferson City Jays, and they take the trophy over here to the student body, and now getting pictures taken. It's a nice scene here at the Fleming Fieldhouse as we'll see another opportunity for Helias and Capital City as far as the traveling trophy is concerned on Friday night, where we'll be over at the Rackers Fieldhouse as those two teams will meet 7:15 with our pregame show, 7:30 with the play-by-play. But again, thank you to the Jefferson City host Lions for providing that opportunity with regards to the trophy. And that'll involve not only games between Jefferson City, Capital City, and Helias boys, but girls as well. David?
I think this game is everything that a Jeff City J Helias basketball game has been, was, and may continue to be. Just very competitive. You go back and you look at this game of runs. Helias, I thought, started out very well. Shot the ball, had a lead early in this Jeff City J basketball team. There's so much experience on this team, and they play so well together. You know, I don't know the number of assists tonight, but, you know, Kendrick Johnson, you're going to go through the recap. But, man, they shared the basketball when they needed to. On the flip side, for about, 3.5 quarters, Helias really struggled shooting the ball from beyond the arc. And, Kevin, it wasn't they didn't have bad looks. Jeff City's defense was solid, don't get me wrong. They just couldn't connect. And all of a sudden they hit one, and they got a little fire, you know, underneath them and really finished this game in regulation very well. I kind of look at the end of this game in overtime. The Jeff City Jays, Kevin, were 7 from 7 from the free throw line in overtime.
Yep.
You know, we talk about the differences in games and just how important those free throws are. And Helias struggled from the free throw line tonight as well. So what a great atmosphere. Just another great addition to a great rivalry.
You know, the guard play was exceptional tonight, David, on both teams.
Both very well, exactly. I thought it was extremely well. And, you know, as you get into the season where we are, and we're getting ready to get into CMAC, got another CMAC matchup on Friday night, that's something that's really important this time of year, is that your guard play and your leadership, the quarterbacks on your team are playing their best. And I think both these teams we saw that with both these teams tonight.
8 different players score in the basketball game tonight for the Helias Crusaders, 4 for the Jefferson City Jays, with 3 of those 4 players in double figures. And as you would expect, it was Martin along with Harris and Johnson for Jefferson City. How about the game off the bench tonight from Bo Blanton, who had a dozen for the Crusaders?
Oh, there's no question. I thought he played extremely well. Not only scoring 12 points, as you mentioned, he was a factor defensively. I believe he had the assignment of Jordan Martin sometimes in man. Obviously, Jordan is Jordan. You know, he's going to get in. Very difficult to prevent him from doing what he does. But I thought he did a great job on the glass. Had a couple offensive rebounds, had a putback late, which I think was critical. But I agree with you. I think he really had a nice contribution to this game.
The other thing with regards to the Crusaders tonight, I thought, for me personally, I thought this was the best game that I've seen Sam Lopez play this year.
I think that's what Coach Rathers kind of expects, though. I mean, that's the type of kid he is. We had him. It's been a pleasure to broadcast and watch him play. He's a leader. Effort, attitude, those things are never an issue. And I thought tonight, you know, obviously he was a scorer too, and came up a little short. Had a nice look at the end there. Just couldn't get it to fall. But again, Kevin, just it's a great game to broadcast and witness.
David, might we see these two come district time?
Man,
it'll be down in Rolla.
It's crazy how quick the season goes, man. Make the most of every opportunity you have, because it'll be gone before you know it, and we very well may.
You know, one of the things that we were going to talk about in the pregame, but we didn't really mention it, was the fact that it's an 8-team district. The district will be down at Rolla. It kind of, when you take a look at this game, the first thing that people might look at is say, hey, this might be a game for the #1 seed in the district. But Rolla's down there having a great year at 12-3 at last check. So Rolla's going to have something to say about that. And in fact, the Rolla Bulldogs will be up here at the Fleming Fieldhouse a week from Friday on January the 31st. And guess what? That game will be right here on KWOS.
Well, you know, I'm a coach, Kevin. Always be a coach. Don't forget about Capital City, man. I mean, you know, there's so much basketball to be played. So many things can affect a game. You know, it could be an injury. There's a lot of different factors involved in this great sport called basketball, and I never count out anybody until, you know, the final buzzer, the final bell, and there's still a lot of good basketball left to be played by all of our teams here in Mid-Missouri.
Yeah, and that's a great point, and that's the reason why I didn't say, hey, could this be for the #1 seed tonight, because there's a lot of basketball that still has to be played. And you're right, as far as Ryan Fick's basketball team over at Capital City, they've got an opportunity to make a statement on Friday night. They'll go over to the Rackers Fieldhouse to take on the Helias Crusaders. And again, you know, you're probably, what do you figure, probably 3 or 4 weeks away from seeding that tournament. And again, it'll take place at the end of February, first part of March. But boy, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to it, because I think it's going to be a great district down there in Rolla this year.
And before we get there, I think we've got some great basketball ahead of us the next couple of weeks as well. I mean, these teams have to go through the CMAC. We talked pregame. CMAC is loaded. Every team in the CMAC, with the exception of maybe Camdenton's got a winning record and has had success, and all that competition leads up to postseason play. And Kevin and I agree, when we get into February, 1st of February, 2nd week of February, I think we'll have a better idea where these teams are going to, from a seed standpoint, figure up in the district tournament.
Well, what's next for these two basketball teams? Well, for the Jays, they will head Friday to Sedalia Smith Cotton. And Sedalia Smith Cotton, I think 9-4 on the season, somewhere around there. They're having a good year. So that'll be a test for the Jays on the road. For the Helias Crusaders, they haven't played very many games at home. They'll have only a total of 6 games at home this year. And one of those will be on Friday night when they will host the Capital City Cavaliers. We'll have it for you right here on KWOS 7:15 with our pregame show, 7:30 with the play-by-play. So they have Capital City on Friday. Then for Joe Rothweiler's ball club, next Tuesday, David, they will head to Columbia to take on Columbia Hickman. And then January the 30th through February the 1st, they'll be involved in the Liberator tournament. So a lot on the plate for the Helias Crusaders. They play a great schedule. And so a lot on the plate for them in the next week or two as we head into crunch time once we get to the beginning part of February. And want to remind you, we're still a little way away from this, but want to remind you right now that we will be over at the Rackers Fieldhouse on Saturday, February the 8th for a great annual event, and that's the Central Bank Shootout. We'll have 4 basketball games for you as we will follow Blair Oaks, Jefferson City, Capital City, and Helias. In fact, Helias will have the last ball game against Cardinal Ritter. Blair Oaks, how about this game? Blair Oaks taking on Seneca. Those two teams met for a football championship in December at Faurot Field in Columbia. We'll have that game. In fact, that'll start off the day, and a total of 4 games from the Central Bank Shootout. Look forward to that. The big question will be, will we have a voice left at the end of 4 games?
Of course we will. Lots to look forward to, so a lot of ball to be played, Kevin.
All right, in overtime, the Jays win 58-57. Let's go by quarter. First of all, for Jefferson City, we get to the start of this basketball game, and Helias scores first and scores 7 of the first 8 points of the basketball game. The 3 to start by Logan Hillman, and then it was a 7-1 lead early in the first quarter for the Crusaders. But Jefferson City came back, ended up in the first quarter outscoring Helias by 1, 11-10, led by 1 after 1. Then they outscored Helias 17-13 in the second quarter. The lead was 5 at the half for the Jays at 28-23. Jefferson City outscored Helias 12-9 in the third quarter. The lead was 8 after 3 at 40-32 in favor of Jefferson City. Now, 4:55 left to go in regulation, and the Jays have a 10-point lead at 49-39, but Helias close.